It's like 4 in the morning, we're super excited. We spent like 4 days trying to get the dredge in the right configuration to take it up the river. We've tried surfboards, we've tried everything. We've ended up coming up with a kayak that we've put underneath the boat, a little kayak pushed underneath it to keep the dredge up in the front, and that's how we plan to attack the river. So we've got at least an 8 or a 9 hour trip up the river. We can only do 3 knots against the current. We've worked out our fuel. Our fuel's good to go. We're going to use probably about 180 litres round trip right up to our spot, dredge, and then come back to the boat. So we're super excited. Unfortunately, the kayak started sinking. Ooh, what a hassle, but we'll try to fix it and keep pumping out the water every half hour. With all of the debris in the river, the jet pushing the boat was constantly being clogged and had to be cleaned. So I've been travelling about 9.5 hours now. The fuel gauge is sitting on empty and we're still not there. It's going to be touch and go whether we make it back to the boat. But with this current, as you can see over there, excuse me, we're just pushing into this current. We're not even moving. It's a killer. With the dredge behind us, we're just trying to get there. It's a big effort. So we're at the entrance to the river, we're just heading up. This has been the speed that we've been sitting on, but as you can see, our fuel is getting very low. And our actual speed's 3.3 across the ground. Okay, it's 6 in the morning. Pretty much here's where we slept last night. A little bit of rain. Ready to get into it. So here we are just having breakfast on the back of the boat, anchored in the river. About to put the dredge together. We've just been and saw the local landholder, and we're going to organise the lease with him. That's the brothers and everyone. Is that correct?
Actually it was like a big crowd. When I went there, I spoke to one person, but the land, they own 24 hectares land. They were 4 brothers, so they called their brother to know that we are here and give them the proper information. So it was like a big meeting with the family.
Okay, good. Got the dredge working here now. So here we are, we're dredging this little pocket out here into the side. Now this is the black sand, it goes right up into there. All this whole area here is gold rich black sand, and this is what we're working on together to count how much is in here. So it's our second night in the boat and things are grim. It's been pouring down rain. Lately it just seems to be pouring down rain all of the time, and chicken. But today we went out and we did two lots of dredging with the Supermax. We did one in the channel, which was very light on, like we didn't get much gold at all, and now we've done one into the bank, which we're going to take back to the gold room and actually look at. So out in the channel we were only getting like a few grams. It wasn't worth the effort, whereas hopefully in the side of the bank and up into the black sand we should do really well, but we won't know till we get back tomorrow. So we've actually got the dredge hooked up and it's raining, we're all soaked and wet. Second night in the jet boat. Tomorrow we'll clean it all up, chuck the hose back on the roof, hook it up, and hopefully we can get back to the boat. So we'll spend all tomorrow getting back home. That's what we wake up to in the river. People getting around doing their thing. Pretty much up here it's pretty basic. I don't know if you can see that, but they just crossed the river here. expedition to have a look at another potential lease site. Still on the same river, just going with the local landowners to have a look at it, see what it's like. Is that we're potentially looking at up and down the river. The local landowners are here, we've talked to them. They're super keen for us to come in here and work out some type of joint venture deal, so it's all looking good. We just got to get back and find out what the actual quantities are. So we're heading back to the boat. As you can see, there's a lot of debris from the recent rains flowing down the river. We have to sort of manoeuvre through it as we're heading back, and it's raining. So we're just going down just clean up, and the first few riffles have got quite good gold in it, and as you go further down, the gold actually gets less and less and less, which is good. So if there was some actual leakage, we should pick it up further down the sluice box, but we're not. So it looks like it's doing its job really well and picking it up in the first sort of few riffles. So to give you an idea, these are the sort of tailings, not the tailings, but our cons. As you can see here, this is just one little scoop of our cons. You can see the gold coming out of it there. Just sort of sweep it up. This has pretty much been standard throughout the whole thing. I can't pan as good as this machine can actually get the gold out. So this is, and just wash it out. And over here we'll wash out that gold there. It was actually a lot more successful than what I originally thought. It's bringing it back and cleaning it up. You can see how much gold we've got for the that's out of the black sand. Okay, we had a successful trip up the river. We met with a lot of locals and we discussed signing up leases and landholder agreements to actually go in and work and remove gold from those areas. We did some tests on one location, which was really fantastic and got some fabulous results. Shareholders can get a look at what our returns were. Who've bought shares, they can now have a look at what we're getting per yard and get some insight into our operation and where we're going now that we're moving along. So if you'd like to buy some shares and be part of the family, jump on the website, buy some shares and get involved. blackgoldsands.com.